The weight of memory. In the small coastal town of Eldoria, where the sea whispered secrets to the shore, there lived an old man named Elias. His house, perched on a cliff, overlooked the vast expanse of the ocean. From his window, he could see the horizon stretching endlessly, a reminder of the limitless possibilities that once lay before him. Elias was known in the town as a keeper of stories. Children would gather around him, their eyes wide with wonder, as he recounted tales of daring sailors, lost treasures, and mystical creatures of the deep. But there was one story Elias never told, a story buried deep within his heart, a story that weighed on him like an anchor. It was a tale from his youth, a tale of love and loss. In his younger days, Elias had been a sailor. The sea was his second home, and he navigated its waters with skill and confidence. On one of his voyages, he met a woman named Isabella. She was a painter, capturing the beauty of the world with her brush. They met in a bustling port town, where their paths crossed by chance, or perhaps by fate. Isabella was unlike anyone Elias had ever met. Her laughter was like the melody of a song he never wanted to end, and her eyes held the depth of the ocean itself. They spent countless days together, exploring hidden coves and walking along moonlit beaches. They shared dreams and whispered promises under the stars, vowing never to part. But life, as unpredictable as the sea, had other plans. One stormy night, as Elias's ship was preparing to set sail, a sudden illness struck Isabella. It was swift and merciless, leaving her bedridden and frail. Elias stayed by her side, his heart breaking with each passing day. Despite his best efforts and the prayers of the townsfolk, Isabella's condition worsened. On her final night, as the storm raged outside, Isabella reached for Elias's hand. "Promise me," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the howling wind. "Promise me you'll live a life full of adventures, and that you'll never forget me." Tears streamed down Elias's face as he nodded. "I promise, Isabella. I'll carry you with me always." With a faint smile, Isabella closed her eyes and took her last breath. Elias held her close, feeling the weight of his promise settle in his heart. Years passed, and Elias kept his promise. He sailed to distant lands, encountered wonders beyond imagination, and lived a life full of adventures. But no matter where he went or what he experienced, the memory of Isabella remained with him, a bittersweet reminder of a love that once was. As Elias grew older, the weight of his memories became heavier. He retired from sailing and returned to Eldoria, where he became the keeper of stories. Though he shared countless tales with the townsfolk, the story of Isabella remained untold. It was his alone to bear, a private treasure he guarded fiercely. One evening, as the sun set in a blaze of orange and gold, Elias sat by his window, gazing at the horizon. He felt the familiar ache in his heart, the longing that never truly left him. He took out an old, worn journal, the pages filled with sketches and notes from his travels. Among them was a portrait of Isabella, her eyes full of life and laughter. Elias smiled sadly as he traced the lines of her face. "You were my greatest adventure, Isabella," he whispered. As night fell and the stars began to twinkle, Elias felt a sense of peace wash over him. The weight of his memories was still there, but it no longer felt like a burden. Instead, it was a testament to a love that transcended time and distance. Elias closed his eyes, the sound of the sea lulling him to sleep. In his dreams, he saw Isabella standing by the shore, her hand outstretched, waiting for him. And for the first time in many years, he felt light, as if the weight of his memories had finally lifted. In the morning, the townsfolk found Elias in his chair by the window, a serene smile on his face. They whispered among themselves, sharing stories of the old man who had touched their lives with his tales. And though they never knew the full story of Elias and Isabella, they felt the depth of his love and the weight of his memory in every word he spoke. Elias was laid to rest on a hill overlooking the sea, a place where the horizon stretched endlessly, just as his love for Isabella had. And as the waves crashed against the shore, The people of Eldoria knew that somewhere, beyond the horizon, Elias and Isabella were together once more, sharing an adventure that would never end. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you have any specific elements or details you'd like to add, feel free to let me know.